Bottom 5 overreactions caught on camera. Chris Fleming. We start our bottom 5 countdown with this clip, which was suggested to us via our Facebook page by Lee Pixton. Thanks, Lee. Right, you may not recognise Chris Fleming, but you might know his name. He was the person who introduced the TAPS team to the K2 Safe Range EMF meter. Yeah, nice one, Chris, thanks. Chris and the intrepid team of ghost hunters are conducting an investigation at the Leopard Inn, Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire, for the UK TV show Help, My House is Haunted, which incidentally is produced by none other than one Mr. Zach Bagans, where shadowy figures have been seen and attacks by unseen forces have occurred. Chris went to scout out the location before the investigation started, when what happened next was truly unbelievable Lee bad acting.
As I struggle to catch my breath, I spot something.
While I was standing there, I saw something go by, a shadow. It was faint, though. It wasn't strong like my shadow is. Whoa! Oh!
We see Chris executing an elegant jump-stepped quarter turn, incorporating a slight turn of the head and throwback of the arm. Not quite the triple axel we were expecting, the judges will mark him down for that. Then straight into a perfect back arch, chest out, eyes skyward. That'll be a crowd pleaser. And finally, the graceful bow in deference to the judges, which includes Lillian Dodd, the 92nd Lord Mayor of Stoke-on-Trent. Chris' performance really does have it all. Top-notch routine. But what do you think? Did you see it? No, us neither. Maybe his explanation can clear things up.
Something on my back just went like this, touched me on the back like I'm doing to Adrian right now. Right on my right side shoulder, it went just like that.
Again, no. It just makes things worse. He holds his hand up like a claw, fingers spread, and mentions his back as though he's about to demonstrate fingers raking down his spine. But then he seems to have a change of heart and claims he was touched on the shoulder, and then demonstrates the gentle action on the cameraman. You don't tap someone on the shoulder with your fingers spread, Chris. Would a tap on the shoulder like that really elicit such an exaggerated response as the one Chris gave? Okay, he may have been on edge and taken by surprise. But as we saw, the cameraman at least was obviously behind him at the time. Did Chris even bother asking if anyone had touched him? He wasn't even looking at the time, so it could have been anybody. No, he didn't ask. Instead, he was straight into the "I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille" Tommy Wiseau acting masterclass.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Mr. Fleming may not be in line for an Oscar anytime soon, but kudos for trying, Chris. Roxanne Pallett. Again, you may be forgiven for not knowing exactly who Roxanne Pallett, now Roxanne Carrion, is. In fact, we had to give her a damn good Googling ourselves.
Matron, take them away!
According to IMDb, she's an English actress, best known for her role in British soap Emmerdale. But she's also appeared in films such as the less than impressive Wrong Turn 6, the less than average Lake Placid 3, and the downright awful Devil's Tower. Celebrity Ghost Hunt is a UK TV show where celebrities, using that word extremely loosely and completely incorrectly, of course, go hunting for ghosts in the name of science. What? They're not? Oh, for fuck's sake. This particular episode was aired in 2018 and took place in a Napoleonic fort on the south coast of England. A clearly already terrified Roxanne first got overly spooked by a door.
Fuck!
What?
Fucking hell!
What?
It's behind me, the door!
Seriously, a fucking door. But then, things took an even more bizarre turn, when she then appeared traumatised by being told to go into a bathroom. Fucking hell, poor girl. How awful for her. But what followed next was truly horrific.
Babe, keep an eye on me in case someone's behind, and I'll keep an eye on you, right?
Fucking hell.
What? What?
Already concerned that something may materialise behind her, Roxanne became hysterical over the use of the words fucking hell from her celebrity, which Roxanne seemingly and bizarrely managed to translate as "a grotesque demon from the 7th level of hell is behind you," and proceeded to yell the word "what" several times, as if this would ward off any evil entity about to devour her soul. I don't know what made her assume that either. Maybe just a way overactive imagination. No, come on, let's not be too harsh on her. Give her a chance.
Oh, God, I've never been so scared.
Oh my god, it's on, guys. Oh, shit. Oh, you're right. You're right. Oh, she's shaking.
Are you okay? It's alright.
Fucking hell, woman, get a grip! Okay, we gave her a chance. She blew it. Now, the words, oh my god, all but sent good old Roxy to the loony bin, pissing her knickers and screaming the place down, begging, don't leave me! And throwing the camera to the floor like it was an Olympic sport. Incidentally, the words, oh my god, were followed by two other words which we couldn't make out, because Miss Pallet had already decided that those three words alone were some sort of ancient incantation for summoning the Antichrist, and that a trip to the mental asylum was preferable to meeting Lucifer. So if you know what was said, please let us know in the comments below. Miss Pallet later quit the show during a session with a Ouija board. So is it really surprising that she was chosen for the show? After all, that's what it's about for these kind of shows, where reactions or overreactions, whether real or fake, get people talking, which is good for ratings. Were Roxanne's reactions real? You decide. Ryan Bergara. BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural is a well-known series, part of the BuzzFeed network. Its hosts, Shane Madej and Ryan Bergara, investigate allegedly haunted locations. They both have totally opposite views when it comes to the paranormal. On the one hand, you have Shane. Shane's a complete skeptic of all things otherworldly, showing utter contempt for ghostly legends or demonic tales. He'll go out of his way to challenge, taunt, and even dare them to push, hurt, even kill him. Yet surprisingly, he's still around to talk and make videos about them, as none of the alleged ghosts, demons, poltergeists, or whatever have seen fit to take him up on his most generous offer. And then there's Ryan, a guy whose bravery knows no bounds. Unfortunately, his fear knows no limits. Ryan will reluctantly go to all these supposed haunted locations, but once there, he'll proceed to scream like a 5-year-old girl at a birthday party full of too many E-numbers. Why? Because Ryan is a firm believer in the supernatural, and is most definitely of the opinion that long-forgotten souls walk amongst us and that demons lurk in the darkest places. So much so that he even carries his own supply of holy water.
Where's my holy water? Where's my holy water?
In this episode, Shane and Ryan are at the Sally House in Atchison, Kansas, and are joined by local intrepid ghost hunter Eric Ensbrenner. They're in the kitchen of the Sally House where an apparition of a little girl has been reported. Eric has set up the old torch experiment, that's flashlight for our North American friends, and Shane begins to try and elicit activity in his usual confrontational manner, despite, or maybe because of, being advised not to by a priest earlier in the episode. Ryan's discomfort is obvious, and from that point on, it did not go well for Ryan.
Fucking crazy, Shane.
If you don't like us, turn it on.
Please don't turn it on. Please don't. What the fuck?
Oh shit!
No!
Tit biscuit. But for Ryan, the fun and games didn't end there.
If you actually don't like us, please just turn it on. I don't think they have the power to turn it back on again, frankly. I really think they don't. Ryan.
Are you fucking kidding me? What the?
Keep in mind, we have to spend the night here.
Please turn the light off for us, spirits.
Don't you fucking do it.
Turn it all the way off. Thank you. Oh,
Fuck, no, oh my god. What
please
is-
try.
Oh my god.
As this experiment has been proven on multiple occasions by multiple people to only work with one specific type and make of torch, and that it's just the thermal expansion and contraction of the torch's plastic reflector, is Ryan's reaction just an elaborate hoax? Or did Ryan really scream that loud? Twice. While Shane laughed maniacally in the background. Either way, it's an overreaction. Before we move on to the next video, if you know of any other overreactions that you think should be included in a bottom 5, or if you have a suggestion for a subject for a different bottom 5, then you can leave a comment below, contact us via our Facebook page or email us at paranormal.tedium@gmail.com. Zak Bagans. Before Ghost Adventures became the epitome of paranormal TV, with its host Zak Bagans' litany of extraordinary claims and the team's overdramatic behaviour, we had the original 2004 documentary where the guys investigate the Goldfield Hotel, Nevada. Now, I'm not going to spoil it for those who don't know, but I do see some of you laughing back there because you know what's coming next. Zak and original team member Nick Groff are off investigating when almost inevitably things take a turn for the worse.
Okay, we hear you. We hear you, and we don't think that you're a very nice spirit because you're making noises, you're throwing shit. But we have no fear of you. Okay? We have absolutely no fear of you. Nick, you go in there first? You want me to go in? Is that you? Making all that noise?
This is the room.
What room? Is that you making all the noise? Holy shit! Oh my god! Holy Stop! Stop! Go! 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 Go!
Bearing in mind the old saying, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, the only extraordinary evidence we see here is that Zak's extraordinary claim of,
"But we have no fear of you." Okay? We have absolutely no fear of you.
is absolute bullshit. Especially considering that in the very next breath he states,
Nick, you go in there first?
"Yep, that's some real man balls you got there, Zak. Pure fucking steel." After receiving the highly enthusiastic response of complete and utter silence from Nick, a response that you can only get from someone who clearly doesn't want to go first, Zak is made to look a right twat, and he's left with no choice but to go first anyway. Democracy in action. The next corner brings our intrepid pair to what Nick specifically refers to as the room, which adds to the tension and suspense. This is when we experience Zak's outstanding valour in the field. It's just incredibly unfortunate that it happens to more closely resemble someone fleeing in absolute terror whilst on the verge of tears and shitting bricks. Hey Zak, is that your last bus home disappearing over the horizon?
Oh my god! Holy Stop! Stop!
Before we get to number 1 in our bottom 5 countdown, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel, remembering to click the notification bell icon. And now onto the number 1 spot, or as I like to call it, our top bottom. Yvette Fielding. That's it, just Yvette Fielding. You know the rest. Take it away, Yvette.
Okay. All right, I've got you, Evie. You're all right. You okay?
Sorry, guys.
All right.
Link, there was a door opening.
Oh,
there.
it's...
Oh my god!
Okay. It's me. Oh,
Oh my god.
What?
What was that?
moly.
That was right by me.
Show us tonight that it's really you.
What was that?
It hit my right by my coat here. What? Don't say
Yes.
What did you say?
I closed the door and Yvette cried.
You show your face. Show yourself. There's nobody scared of you.
Please.